So as I'm sure you're all aware, these are very unique times, which means that us as ManTalk are not able to be together to film an episode, which we're looking forward to put out this week. But I thought let's still put something together to put out to you guys that watch, and also just to check in with the guys, give a little update of how we've all been. So I'm going to just pose 4 questions to the gents, and then they can respond to those questions. So the first question, guys, is firstly, how have you guys been doing? Like, how are you doing during this weird time?
MK here, Martin Kemadia, baby, and I'm doing fine. This COVID-19 thing is crazy, got the country on shutdown and things are moving really slow.
Oscar's fine. I'm doing really well. I'm trying my best to, keep my head above water because of the whole COVID thing.
I've actually been really good. I've been good. I've just been making sure I'm taking walks, keeping my mind engaged. On my Instagram, I've been keeping busy as well, making content and trying to appreciate the time, Overall, I've been very much okay. I could be much worse. And I'm healthy. And obviously, we all work in different lines of business. So I wanted to find out from you guys, how has that been affecting your work since COVID was announced here in Kenya?
It has really affected so much, especially when it comes to the hustle. The hustle is on a standstill. Guys are losing jobs, and I just feel that it's something that we didn't prepare.
How it's affected my business is, one, I'm in the service industry, but all the same, we are very specialized. Regardless of that, as much as the legal business is specialized business, we still are facing the blowbacks because our clientele aren't able to do any, global transactions, or any transactions that had kind of an international element to them have stalled for a second or been slowed down. But we thank God that we have online platforms that like Microsoft Teams, like other elements of our business that kind of enable us to be able to work from home.
How has my work been affected? I never actually disclose my private business on here, but out of the businesses that I'm in, one is actually doing very well through this, and the other has taken a hit. It's definitely taken a hit. And now moving on to the business I can disclose, in terms of Instamarket, it was supposed to be a really, really interesting month, really exciting partnerships were coming in April. However, that's been put on hold, which means naturally the income that I was supposed to see is zero, because obviously events, the company, the Instamarket, is events, and that means that nobody can meet. So yeah, I've definitely taken a hit financially there. So I'm trying to find alternative ways of structuring what I do to still somehow make some sort of revenue from this. I'd say out of the four or so streams of income, I'm down to about one. So guys, I want to know, how do you think this will affect Kenya as a country and also the world? What's your thoughts on that?
Where do I see us moving forward as a country? I think now it's become clear that the government needs to invest as much as it can to the more vulnerable areas of the more vulnerable people in our population, and because the blowback will be felt across the line, whether you're wealthy or poor, this disease has no regard for race or class, and we need to take care of those who are less fortunate. I think the message can't have been clearer, and I really hope that the government takes this information moving forward and really tries its best to invest in the more vulnerable people in our population, the people living at the poverty line, and giving them healthcare services at a cost that's favorable to them, so that they can continue to push our economy and us as a people forward. Internationally, the key thing I think that's going to happen is, just as before, as I said, there's going to be a lot of appreciation for the human people as people, and less of the racism and kind of the blowback of slavery that we've seen in human history. This is a new, unprecedented time. We really need to come together as a race and as a people and say, stand together, comfort each other's families who are going through losses, and just be together as the human race. This is a chance, moving forward, this is a chance for us to move together and progress towards liberality, wisdom, and knowledge.
So how I think this is going to affect the globe going forward, and Kenya as well. I think it's put us all on a level playing field. We've all been hit by the same thing, and this has not happened I don't think ever. It's always a Western war or like an Eastern problem or a certain country. But this has really brought us back to the essence of what we are, which is all humans, and we can all be affected by one thing. And naturally, because the results of globalization means that this has spread much faster than it would have maybe in historic times. So I think it's really highlighted that whoever you are, you're still a human being, and whatever amount of wealth or whatever job or occupation, when something like this happens, we are all connected. I hope that there's a positive that comes from this. Naturally, the recovering time is going to be insane in terms of economy. But I think overall, I really hope that this wakes us up to reality. And there was a lot of fickle things that we put highlights on. And I think from this, we might be able to maybe shift our mindset a bit and realize what's important. Also, everyone stepping back, winding down, taking the time means that there's going to be a lot more when we're going back out again. There'll be a lot more schools of thought, a lot more different perspectives on how to conduct. So there'll be a lot of shifts going forward. So that's my opinion.
Just moving forward, I really hope this thing brings us together, not only as a country or continent, but just to come together globally, you understand?
It's good to touch base with you guys. Finally, have you got any positive messages for the guys watching? Anything that you think could uplift someone's spirits, or just a word of encouragement?
What we just have to do is be positive, have faith. Things will get back on track. Yeah, things will actually get back on track, man. I always believe after a storm, man, there's always the happy ending. You feel me? You're working from home. Stick to that. We have to kick this virus. It's crazy. But at the end of the day, I believe if in unity, we definitely are gonna, emerge at the top after all these crazy moments that we are going through.
Positive thoughts for everyone. I think anything that's negative is about perspective. I've said this on one of the episodes before. And we can look at this. There's the facts that this is a horrible, horrible time. But there's only certain things that are in our control. In terms of how you react, in terms of how mentally react, and in terms of the actions you take, that's down to you. You can only control your actions. And if you're now stuck in the house, okay, and you've got time to wind down, the time we've always said we wish we had, let's utilize that. Let's stay informed but not obsessed, because if you obsess over something, there's never a good outcome if you're obsessing over something you can't control. What you can control is taking responsibility for your actions in terms of how you're conducting yourself, where you're going, your social distancing. So just control your actions. The positive is you are in control of what you do. This seems like it's out of our control, it's in our control. And if we remember that, and if everyone has a similar mindset, which is impossible, but if everyone just at least adheres, then this thing will pass. There's a famous quote by Tom Hanks that he always says he lives by, and that's ironically Tom Hanks, one of the first celebrities to announce, and it's that this too shall pass. So yes, I definitely think that it's about perspective, it's about action and reaction. So just stay in good spirits, use this time as much as you can.
COVID is not fatal as much. The main thing it is that it has the capability to overwhelm healthcare systems and frameworks that are set up within a certain country, and that leads to a lot of net zero outcomes, where doctors will be forced to pick who lives and who dies, and I don't think that's something that we want to put ourselves in. So let's stay home, flatten the curve, make it easy for healthcare professionals in your country to handle the situation, to handle the COVID virus when it attacks, because it inevitably will, and we have a higher chance of survival, we have a higher chance of living as people. So that's my message to you guys. Stay safe, stay in prayer, love your family. If you have someone you're self-quarantining with, or if you have someone you're not self-quarantining with but you care about, ensure you reach out to them and make sure that they're safe during this trying time. Our thoughts and prayers are with you. Thanks.
Okay, no, it's really good to hear from everyone. I hope this you've been able to get something from this. Some really good insight from the guys there. I hope you're all keeping safe as well, and we'll see how we're going to put together the following episodes, because obviously it's going to be a bit different. So we'll chat with the guys and see how we can put something together so that there's still something going out of value to you guys, because that's what ManTalk is about. So yeah, I hope you're keeping safe and stay tuned. Peace.